Hello, knife community, knife lovers, knife enthusiasts, interested viewers folder here. I am extremely excited to do this review. I've been wanting to review this knife for a long time. Uh, it is the Spyderco Canis, and this is a special one for me. Uh, okay, so yeah, let's get into it. Very excited about this. Uh, let's get the maintenance out the way. So I'm just gonna read right from the sheet on this one. There's really no need to. Okay, so the blade length 3.36 inches. The closed length is 4.72 inches. The overall length is 8.03 inches. And yes, 8-inch knife. Beautiful, beautiful. 3-inch blade, 3+ inch blade. Perfect. Right where I like it. Yeah, this one is really so this is one of those knives by Spyderco. When the very first time I saw it, didn't like it. Right, just like the PMs, the PM2 and 3, was just something that initially didn't appeal to me until I researched the knife. And I've known about it for a long time, but I just never acquired one for review and to really get a hold of. And so I'm really excited about it. Yeah, what else does it say about this thing? Let's see. I don't care about that. S30V steel, so Warncliffe blades. It's a hollow grind, as we can see. Very hollowed, extremely hollowed. Nice satin finish on the blade. The handle material is the carbon fiber G10 laminate that Taiwan is absolutely known for, and is always the material of sort of, controversy and pushback a little bit. But it's starting to grow on me. I mean, I like this material. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to start talking about this stuff again. I mean, it's like everyone kind of talks about this because it's not G10, it's not carbon fiber, it's both. Why don't you just commit to one? But it's durable. It's durable and it works. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It uses the compression lock, the famous proprietary compression lock by Spyderco, which is, if you know Spyderco, the compression lock is sort of like a liner lock from the back, but it operates like a liner lock from the back, but that's where the similarities end. It is 100% very different than a liner lock. Liner lock is a sort of a kickstand, if you will. The compression lock is literally a tab attached to this, an additional tab that goes into the tang that's attached to this. This is part of the entire framework of the knife itself. That tab goes underneath that stop pin and in between the tang. There's like a gap right there, and when it goes like this, it pops into that gap and underneath that pin, which makes the compression lock extremely strong. It's one of the strongest locks. I mean, it has also been known for, depending on how strong and how good the steel liner is, which is basically the framework of the compression lock, to have bolts fail and other areas fail before the lock does in strength tests. It's true, it's not the strongest lock out there, but it's amongst excellent lock, and it has ridiculous fidgetability. Very good fidgetability. The compression lock has a 4-position pocket clip. I love the way it's down here in this position because the lanyard hole goes right through it. So that's really nice. And as much as I do like wired clips from Spyderco, I really do like them, it's very refreshing having this. I actually like this clip. And I like the fact that it is exclusive to this knife. Like, some of the clips can go on, I mean, Spyderco is known for having clips go on multiple knives. This clip is exclusive for this knife because of the I mean, if you don't care about the, well, I don't know how the holes line up, but if you don't care about the lanyard hole, if you want the lanyard hole to line up, it's exclusive to this knife. What else? I'm just going right off the sheet here. Okay, model number, right, Canis, designer Kelly McCann. And the weight is 3.9 ounces. So, relatively not light knife, not heavy, and it is made in Taiwan, like as said before, Taichung, Taiwan. Beautiful, amazing place. They make really good knives. So let's get into this thing, man. What is this? So very few, I don't buy knives for close combat or personal defense. I'm not an expert in knife fighting, and I buy knives because I love knives. I love the I love the aesthetic beauty of them, and I love the technology that goes into each knife and how they're designed, and the the geometry of the knives and the materials used. I just like knives in that respect. And for EDC, everyday carry purposes, just tasks, daily tasks. So that's the main reason. But this knife is a close quarter combat knife, but you can use it for everyday carry also. But it is designed, literally designed for that. So I'm just going to read off the sheet here about this guy. J. Kelly McCann, one of the world's leading experts in counter-terrorism, anti-terrorism, close combat, and all aspects of personal and corporate security. Okay. With more than 4 decades of operational training experience in 65 countries. That's a lot. He's developed some hard-earned opinions on personal defense, weapons, and tactics. Those insights are the foundation of the Canis design from Spyderco. And the last paragraph, really quick. The Canis is a truly exceptional folding knife that reflects Kelly McCann's unparalleled operational experience and his insights as to the world's most respected close combat trainers. Spyderco is extremely proud to have collaborated with McCann on the design and are excited to add it to the product line. So, yeah. So, evidently, this guy is a badass. And he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And he knows what he likes. Okay. Not mad at that at all. So it's good to have people that know what they're talking about make stuff or design stuff or add input. In this world, we have too many situations where someone does something or creates something or has something that doesn't really know what they're talking about. So, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm in. Sign me up. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So that, okay. So, when I read the thing and it said, that the Canis, I mean, I know what a canine is, and it's exactly what I thought. It's the genus canine, and which is, contains wolves, dogs, coyotes, jackals. So that's sort of like where the name came from. I'm like, why'd they pick the name Canis? And it is a play with words. Let's not, let's address the elephant in the room. There's nothing wrong with the name, but it's because Kelly McCann is the designer. That's the reason why it's the Canis, no other. And I love the marriage. I really do. But that's pretty much why. Yeah, and also too, you notice. I mean, I don't know if anyone else, if you guys can actually see this, when you're actually looking at the knife. But if you're looking at the overall geometry of the knife, the entire handle along with the blade, and you turn it kind of like this way, it looks like a fang. It looks like a fang of a predator. Like if you just pretend this is all one material, and not G10 and steel. Yeah, it has a very fang-like appearance. And I love it. I love the fact that there's a release in the back here. So it really allows your hand to really just grab onto it. Pinch grips for this, for me, my hands are a little bit too, to get on the jimping, it's a little too tight for me. I don't really like that too much. But, to actually use the jimping, with the saber grip or the Filipino grip, whatever you want to call it, is perfect. Very nice. So, and also too, just to talk about other knives from Taichung, you know, uh, that use the same G10 laminate. Their products are absolutely amazing. Their fit and finish is very good. Really, really, really is good. All the Taichung stuff that comes out. I was really glad to hear that. Spyderco allowed them to make this knife there. Really glad about that. This actually had it also. I changed the scales to zirconium on that. But all their knives are Taichung is serious business, man. They really put stuff together nice, very nice tolerances, just outstanding work. Spyderco is amazing company. You know, Sal and Eric Glessers doing a very good job over there. It also, talking about the blade, it also has the Wharncliffe blade that has been proven to be the optimal cutting and puncturing geometry. That's one of the reasons why a combat knife uses the Wharncliffe shape. Wharncliffes also have excellent utilitarian use. So it's not just for fighting. I mean, you really can do good work with a Wharncliffe blade. Excellent blade. This particular Wharncliffe. So just to talk about Wharncliffes, right? They stay on the cut. Okay, right? So we grab something. We'll grab this pen so I don't cut myself showing it. But when a Wharncliffe cuts, it stays on the cut. At no time does the blade itself relieve itself from the cut, right? Whereas if you have a knife that is not a Wharncliffe, like the Koenig Arius here, at a certain point, it relieves itself from the cut. Now you can change the geometry to stay on the cut, but the blade doesn't stay on the cut, right? It relieves itself, whereas Wharncliffes are a straight edge. They do not. So, yeah, that's the beautiful thing of that. And this particular shape Wharncliffe is just absolutely incredible. Comparing it to another knife, that has the same pedigree. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little OCD about blades. I always can't stand a bunch of fingerprints on them. Okay, so the Yojimbo, the Yojimbo 2 is also a knife that is a Wharncliffe and, has excellent cutting geometry and puncturing geometry. Even though it's very different, it's actually not that different. The straight edge is down here, and then it ramps up. So, yeah, it's also another knife that is a combat knife. These are probably the only two knives I own out of my entire collection that have that combat prowess. But other Wharncliffes, I have the Kaiser VK1. And this actually happens to be a Wharncliffe that does also have excellent cutting geometry and puncturing geometry because of the shape. It's just that there's other reasons why this is not a combat knife. Definitely not. And then finally, I have the Demko AD 20.5, which has a completely different type of, they call it the sheep's foot. Shark's foot, even though sharks don't have feet. This is the shark's foot blade. And this also has a straight edge Wharncliffe, but the puncturing geometry on this is absolutely terrible. You're not going to really get much of that. It really has a sharp, has a dramatic down curve in the tip. Not that you can't, but it's not optimal for that. And this is definitely not a combat knife at all. This is definitely EDC. And there are different characteristics that make a knife a combat knife. The Canis and the Yojimbo 2 have all of them. Yeah. So the Spyderco also, this is also has the liner is also skeletonized. Just back to the knife, the liner is also skeletonized with the standoffs, which are designed for weight saving. So that's another very good characteristic of this knife. And just to talk about the handle geometry being what it is, and also how they chafed off the edges here, and how access to the bar, the compression lock is excellent. Yeah, really, really, really nice, really badass knife. Like it a lot. We'll definitely be using it, for everyday carry tasks, menial tasks, and just appreciating it, really, just appreciating it what it is, absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, I think that's, let's see. Yeah, I think I got it, right? No, actually, you know what? One thing before I go, I wanted to say, so this cutout in the blade, this unique cutout in the blade, the way it's characterized and the way it's described is for weight saving, and also during push cuts, once you're cutting the material and you get to the top part of the blade through the spine, because it's hollowed, it's going to relieve the cut and give you better cutting ability. That's the reason why it's been advertised. That's the reason for this. Make no mistake about it, I agree with everything that was said. That relief will do that. It will save weight. It will make the cut easier because its material's not as wide at the top and everything. But Spyderco put this here, and McCann, for aesthetics. This knife looks different than other knives. And I'm not even saying it's a bad thing or anything. I'm just saying the reasons. Weight saving, yeah. Does it save weight? Yeah, but with these knives, you typically want a little bit more weight there. I don't think this hurts it, but it doesn't help it either. But what it does is it makes it look unique. Okay, there aren't many knives with a blade like that. I don't know any other knife that looks just like this. There's a lot of knives out there, and there's a lot of knives that have blades that look very similar. And being unique and standing out is part of the marketing. Make no mistake about it, we are talking about a company that has to try to make a profit, right? So, of course. So that's what this is for. His name goes there. It's a cutout. It looks different. It's for aesthetics. But it works. Absolutely beautiful. So, anyway, that's all I got.